Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday evening. Tonight is episode 128, and I am so excited to bring this guest back to Vibin with Ashley Live. This will be her second appearance on my show. Lauren Frihauf, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist. Like I said, this is her second appearance on my show. She was on episode 68, which was April 19th, 2021, which seems like many months ago. So she gravitated towards music at a very young age. Lauren was also featured on season 19 of NBC's hit show The Voice. She worked on Team Legend as well as Team Gwen. And last month, she released her latest single, Adaline. Lauren is in the room. Lauren, whenever you're ready, feel free to join this live. And thanks, guys, for spending your Saturday evening with us. Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Dog Days Photo says, yay, Lauren. Yay, Lauren! I'm so excited to bring her in here. Hi, Lauren!
Hi!
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to give you your proper introduction and welcome you back to my show. I'm so excited to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. So the last time you were on my show was in April, and as you know, things are ever changing, right?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
What's going on? So I wanted to bring you back and talk to you about new music and all this fun stuff that's going on with you.
Awesome, yeah.
Cool. So we're going to start off with some song lyrics. I'm just going to say some song lyrics from your new song. You're going to tell me what these song lyrics mean to you and the inspiration behind it. Cool?
Awesome. Cool.
All right. So this is from Lauren's latest single, Adaline. She keeps me hanging along the wayside, and she'll keep me guessing. Bye, bye, and bye.
So the inspiration behind these lyrics and the song as a whole is actually the movie The Age of Adaline,
Okay.
which stars Blake Lively. She's like locked in the age of 29, so she's sort of immortal. And so I kind of wrote it from Harrison Ford's character point of view. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. But you never say her name in the song.
No, I don't.
Which I was wondering why you didn't do that, because as I was telling you earlier, I know another songwriter, her name's Adaline, and I was like, is it Adaline, Adaline? I wasn't sure. And then I was listening to your song, I'm like, but she doesn't say the name.
I know. That's like one of the few where I actually don't even say the name of the song in the song. I just didn't feel like there was a way to actually fit the name in there.
Yeah.
When I was writing it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you want people to know about this song and the songwriting?
Well, I guess overall it was kind of a process. Like, this was sort of the first song that was like I wrote. So I co-wrote this with Ben Suyat. He's an incredible guitar player. Yeah. But we sort of like wrote this over a 2-3 year period. Like, we performed it several times, and so I guess the whole process was kind of different. It was like the first song that really felt like me, you know, my style. And so it was kind of, you know, the origin of who I'm sort of becoming right now. So it means a lot to me.
Yeah, I love it. It's so beautiful. It's so soulful. And I just get these like hints of Amy Winehouse in there. And I'm,
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Lauren, you got me with this one. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So I want to talk about the beginning of your life. I know you're heavily inspired by your brothers, and that's one of the main reasons that you got into music. But what did music mean to you during your childhood?
I don't know exactly what it meant to me. It was just kind of everywhere around the house. Like, I grew up with, you know, a lot of classic rock. My dad played music all the time. My mom, when she was like painting in the studio, she had music going. So a lot of different influences. And then my brothers played guitar and piano. my brother Nathan listened to a lot of rock and metal music, and then Losha listened to a lot of country pop stuff. So I kind of had this like all these different types of genres and music playing when I was a kid. So I think it's sort of just ingrained in me.
I love that. So as far as all the different genres coming at you from each member of your family, was there one album that you think about and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember this family member playing it, or my mom played it when she was painting, and I have this vivid picture of this album in my head?
I was obsessed with Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm trying to remember which album it was. There's like 3 that I played over and over as a kid. And so every time I play those, it's sort of like a nostalgic, like, OMG, this is my childhood.
Yes. Oh, I love Sheryl Crow. Have you seen her in concert?
No, I would love to someday, though. She's incredible.
Yeah, she is so amazing. Is there a specific Sheryl Crow song that you feel is like really speaks to you?
Redemption Day
Mm-hmm.
is probably the one that comes to mind. I love that song.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, when I think about her songwriting and her artistry and just how long she's been in the business, it's truly remarkable.
Yes, really.
So I want to talk about when you first got into songwriting. So when was that? When do you think it was? And bring us back to that time.
I feel like it's kind of, I don't know if there was necessarily a point in time. Like, I can't put my finger on exactly when it started, but when I was little, I would make up songs all around the house. And I feel like I started actually writing with instruments more when I was like 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing it for a while, so.
Yeah. It's just something that came natural to you.
A little bit. I think, I was just making up songs all the time when I was little, so it was only a matter of time until I actually started, putting them, into motion.
Yeah, pen to paper and like recording.
Yes.
Just like making them into something.
Yes.
I love it because it was just kind of like music was always going to be a part of your life.
Yes.
It was one of those natural progressions. Like, okay, there's music around the house, really inspired by my brothers, piano, guitar. I'm just going to do this.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to bring it back to 2020 when we had this crazy global pandemic, but you were on season 19 of The Voice during this pandemic.
That's right.
So what was one of the most memorable moments of the show for you?
Oh, I don't know. I think probably jamming with the other musicians outside.
Yeah.
That's when Paige and I were working on our battle and stuff. And so that's how I kind of got to know her outside of singing with her. And we were just jamming and ad-libbing and doing a bunch of stuff. So that was really fun. I'll always cherish that.
Yeah, because it's kind of those moments that were not captured on camera. Because they have to do the show, and it's like they can only fit so much into an hour time frame. But yes. I would love to see the behind the scenes of you guys jamming with one another.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish that could have been caught, but with everything there, we weren't necessarily supposed to be doing that, but
okay, we
were safe.
But yeah, your season was definitely different than others because on all the seasons before you, everyone's like hanging out, hanging in each other's hotel rooms, and it's kind of like, whoa, this global pandemic hit, and like now you have to get tested, you have to wear PPE. It's like very intense.
It was crazy, yes. A lot of Zoom calls.
Yeah. But then when you finally like saw people, it's got to be so amazing because you're from Colorado and you were in this hotel room with your mom, and like thankfully you had her.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would have been a completely different experience if I had been by myself. I don't know if I would have liked it as much, so I'm glad she came with me.
So you had the opportunity to work with 2 of your favorite people on The Voice, John Legend, right, as Gwen Stefani. So if you had to pick one of them to duet with, either John Legend or Gwen Stefani, who would you pick and why?
I don't know if I could pick. I feel like I'm gonna give like a song I would do in the case that I sang with, if I got to sing with Gwen, I think I would do like, it'd be cool to do like a No Doubt song, like Sunday morning
Yes.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
Uh-huh.
with John, I feel like I'd want to do a Bill Withers or something like that. Or I would want to do like a soul vibe, like rendition of a Gwen Stefani song, like Used to Love You. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And I love it. Both two totally different genres. But like when you said No Doubt, I was like, oh my gosh, that No Doubt music. I haven't heard it in such a long time, but I would love to have like
I grew up on it.
This needs to happen. Gwen, call your girl Lauren. We need this to happen.
Yes.
So The Voice season 21 is currently on. It's currently airing. Have you been watching the new season?
I've been watching a little bit when I can, yeah.
Cool. Do you have any favorite contestants on this season so far?
I gotta say, probably my girl Haley Green. She's awesome. And then I think in the live shows, Josh Vicanti, is that his last name? I'm trying to remember. He's amazing. I'm always blown away by his vocals. So yeah, super great.
So it's got to be different being on the show and then watching the show. Is there anything that like when you watch the show, you're like, oh my gosh, this is only something I would pick up because I've actually been there?
I don't know. It's always funny watching like the home stories, sort of when the film crew comes out and like, interviews you. And they kind of tell you what to say, like the behind the scenes where hugging your parents, it was like 10 minutes of them saying, okay, now rub each other's backs, look at each other, smile. It was so awkward, but now I can't not think about it when I see that in other people's stories. So
yeah, because it's like they have to tell your story in a way that like identifies you and makes you an individual different from everybody else's. So I can only imagine like, oh yeah, like keep hugging her, touch her back. Oh, put your hand on her head. Like, wait, what? That's gotta be so weird.
It is. It's really weird. That's probably the most painful thing we had to do, but it was fine. We got through it.
Definitely. So what advice would you give to musicians just starting out?
Ooh, don't be afraid to try new things. I know that's really like basic, but I think it's always cool to go off on a limb because you never know where it's going to take you. Like I've done so many different genres. Like when I was, I'm totally in a different mindset than I was when I was like, 13. At 13, I thought I was going to be doing rock music or something, and now I'm doing indie neo soul singer-songwriter stuff. So I guess listen to new stuff, try new things, and don't be afraid to get creative.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I think musicians need to be creative because then you can kind of like go outside your comfort zone, especially with the evolution of like social media, like Instagram and TikTok, and like the weirdest stuff goes viral, and you're like, wait, what is that? Why did that go viral?
I know, it's ever changing. Social media is so crazy, but it's a great way to reach people.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to see what other musicians are doing because then you can hear what they're covering, or even if you covered somebody else's song, like then that person's like, oh, this person covered my song. Like I think that's really cool.
Yes, I agree. Totally.
What do you enjoy most about playing live shows?
I enjoy interacting with the crowd. I enjoy seeing people, especially after the pandemic. Oh my gosh, like, it was so refreshing to like be in a room connecting to people through music, which is, I got to do the voice and stuff, and you can, in a way you're kind of connecting with people, but it's really not the same when it's just a Zoom camera in the room. It's so much cooler when you can like be there and present with people. And so it's a much more intimate setting, and I love that.
Yeah, the vibes at a live show are like nothing you can even describe. For a musician, only imagine what it's like to stand on the stage and share your music and look at people in the audience and be like, oh, those are my friends, or those people know every single word, and then connecting with those people after the show.
Yes, exactly. I think the humanity of it is just what I love about it so much.
So over the course of these past several months, you have been getting back into the swing of things with shows.
Yeah.
Cool. As far as the shows that you've done, are there any that stand out in your mind that you were like, oh my gosh, I loved it for this reason?
I would say my favorite ones were the ones where I got to play in my hometown. I did a Thursday Night Live in Fort Morgan, and so a lot of people that I know came out to support, and it's the biggest show I got to play this summer, so it was really fun. So I think that's probably my favorite.
And how many people were there, do you think?
A couple hundred. It was really nice.
Yes, and playing in your hometown. There's something about playing in your hometown that just feels a certain way, because you're like, oh my gosh, I grew up here and I know the people here and I know my family and friends will show up for me.
Yes.
So let's talk about your single that was released in the spring of 2021 called June.
Yeah.
About June, what was the creative process like for this song?
I feel like it was a little different than Adaline. It was the third song, I believe, that I co-wrote with my friend Ben. And he was playing these really nice chords, and so I wanted to like write some lyrics for it. And it was really like warm vibe. And I think it was like May when we started writing it. And so I kind of wanted to capture sort of the warmth of the season we were in. Awesome. And I think the lyrics really took me like 2 years to actually finalize.
And do you think why do you think it took 2 years for you to do that?
I think it was just playing it live and also seeing how I connected with the song. Yep. And in the end, I was like, oh, this is something I relate to a lot. You know, it's a little bit about identity. It's a little bit about just being comfortable with yourself. And so I realized, I'm like, okay, I'm getting there, and it's a learning process. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's cool with a song because like you might look at it today and then you might look at it in a month and then you look at it with a whole new set of eyes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's talk about your relationship with Ben, somebody that you met of School of Rock. Tell us how you met Ben and why, how your relationship evolved over time musically.
So we were in School of Rock. I met him when I was like 13, I think. And then we did house band for a couple months, and we vibed really well with each other. So we ended up like forming a duo back in 2018, I think. So a couple years ago. And we started writing songs. So Adaline was the first one. And then we enjoyed doing it. So we kept doing it. And so now this is we've created several songs together, enough to make an EP. And so we'll be releasing that soon.
Yes! So what can you tell us about this EP that's coming?
There's a lot of different kind of vibes to the EP. Adaline was more of a soft, chill, laid back track, and then June was a little more indie rock, soul. There's another single we're going to be releasing. We actually weren't going to until live shows. People really liked that one, and so we're like, okay, we should probably do this one. It's a funk jam. It's really fun. And then there's another song called Edwin. It's a little similar, slightly different, slightly more chill, laid back, and possibly a live version of Adaline.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's so exciting!
Yeah, I'm so good.
Oh, so when can we hear the new EP? When's it gonna drop?
Next couple months, like 2-3 months.
The
single's gonna come out.
Yeah. So right in time for the new year.
Yes.
Awesome. Love it. So you're in your last year of high school.
Right.
You're doing your coursework, and in a couple months, you're going to be graduating. So do you have any plans for graduation or after school? Like, what's the next step for you?
I'm still kind of figuring that out. I don't know if I'm going to be actually like going in person. I don't feel like the universe is really pulling me towards that. So I think I'm probably going to focus on recording, writing, gigging, and probably do some online college classes. So
awesome. And as far as gigs, can you tell us a little bit more about some of your favorite gigs that you've done over the years?
Over the years, okay, so I'm gonna drop, okay. So I think my favorites would have to be probably the School of Rock, which wasn't, scheduled on my own terms necessarily, but it wasn't, but it was fun. Red Rocks was my favorite.
Yeah.
That's really magical. Probably Terragram Ballroom in California. Austin City Limits, Texas.
Yeah.
That's fun. I'm trying to think what else. I like doing, there was this one we did for this songwriters event, Arrington Vineyards. That was really fun. It's so pretty. It's in, it's in Tennessee. So that was really fun.
So you did that one with School of Rock?
No, that one was actually for a songwriting competition that I did a couple of years ago, right before COVID.
So, okay, tell us about the songwriting competition that you did.
So it was the Tennessee Songwriter Week. We didn't realize this when we got there, but Kix Brooks of Brooks and Dunn and Shane Miner, Pat Higgins were judging it, so that was really cool. And
wow.
Adaline was actually the song that we entered for it. It got in, and our song actually got chosen to win, so that was really cool.
Yes! Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So tell us about this songwriting camp. So was it a songwriting camp or a songwriting?
No, it was just like a competition sort of thing. You just put your song in, and then if you get through, you can perform for the qualifying round, and that was judged by those people. So that was really cool.
That's awesome. And you had no idea that they were going to be the judges.
No, I knew that Kix Brooks owned the venue. Like, I learned that on the way there, and then when we got there, he was sitting there judging, and he was super nice. It was so fun.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, hey, we're in here, but here you are, and like, you love my song.
Yeah.
Very cool. So let's talk about your creative process. How has it evolved over time?
Man, I think it's always different. Like, every song, I feel like I evolve, and I'm like, oh, this is so much better than the last one, Yeah. But I feel like lately for me, guitar has been a really nice outlet for me. I love writing and creating on that right now.
Yeah.
I love doing different tunings. It's just resonating with me. And sometimes I feel like my process is like, I'll try to come up with a melody in my head first, or I just do, and then I try to play it on guitar and see how it evolves and shapes in that way.
So with guitar, you prefer to just create on the guitar opposed to piano?
For right now, yes.
So when did
I've
you
been on a
start?
kick lately.
Yeah, when did you start playing guitar?
I think I started taking lessons like 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, because I only thought you played piano, and then when I saw you earlier and you had guitar, I was like, wait, you play guitar too?
Yeah.
So what is it about the guitar that makes it easy for you to write a song on it?
I don't know if it's easy. I just like playing with different chord shapes and stuff. It's a little different format, so it's just a little different. I've always written on piano, so I like this because I can kind of try something new and see what I come up with. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a different form of creativity because, if you're just like playing the piano and then you're like on the guitar and then you're strumming and then you're playing the chords, it's a totally different experience.
Yes.
So, how do you stay motivated to keep doing music?
I think what drives me is like connecting with people. I'm hoping that with music, like I think our job is to really make the world a better and brighter place, and to bring people together, uh, even amongst all the divisiveness that goes on in the world, you know? So that's kind of what keeps me going.
Yeah, because I feel like there's so many beautiful messages in the music that we listen to. So you feel like it's your duty to just keep like creating and sharing that gift.
Yes,
I
I
love
do.
it. What is the most rewarding part about doing music?
Ooh. I think it's when you really do connect with people, you know, when somebody's like, hey, I listened to the lyrics of your song. I'm like, this, I relate to this. This means a lot to me. You know, when you get to reach people like that, I think that's what makes it so worthwhile.
Yeah, because someone can say to you, hey, I heard your song. It got me through this difficult time, or I feel like you were speaking to me. I couldn't find the words to say, but you took the words right out of my mouth.
Exactly.
What
So
are, what are some challenges you've faced in music, and how did you overcome them?
in music specifically, I would say, man, it's kind of tough. I think mm, I struggle every once in a while with like identity is who I am as an artist. Like, what am I trying to tell people? What is my message? Who am I? And what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I think that's what I struggle with. And the way I sort of get out of that is actually through playing music, writing songs. I feel like that's where I really connect with myself. That's where I become centered and aligned with everything. And it's where I learn who I am.
Just by playing music.
Yeah, I feel like that's how I learn about, especially in songwriting. That's how I learn about myself, you know?
Yeah, because it's like that whole self-discovery thing. I feel like writing lyrics, you're just like, you're pouring yourself into it and looking at all these things on paper, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is something like very personal to me. Something that, is very near and dear to my heart.
Right. And what's interesting, I was actually talking to my friend Paige about this earlier today. Like, it's amazing how you can write lyrics about a song that are really specific, and you're like, I don't know how, but I don't quite relate to them right now. But in a year or so, you totally relate to them, and it's like, you know, your it's like you knew it was coming, but it didn't quite, you know. So I think as songwriters, we're just vessels of, you know, universe and everything, and so I think it's I think that's a really amazing part of songwriting too.
Yeah, that's so powerful because you're right. You could write something today, and then you look at it 6 months from now, and you're like, oh my gosh, this totally makes sense to me.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you brought up Paige, who you met during your time on The Voice. She's recorded with you, and all this beautiful stuff has come out of the relationship. Tell me about Paige and where you guys are now.
Well, I think she's currently traveling across the country in an RV, and she actually just dropped an amazing song called Underwater.
Yeah.
So you guys should go check that out. I think she collaborated with Chase Allen. He's awesome. And yeah, you might hear some music from us in the future. I don't know.
Oh yes, we definitely need this to come together again.
Yeah, I think so too. Same here.
So she came to Colorado and she recorded some music with you. I believe it was over the summer. Is that correct?
It was actually back in February or March. We recorded our version of our battle song.
Yeah.
If the world was ending, and so that was really fun. We brought a lot of my musician friends together to do that, and so it turned out really better than I could have ever expected. So
And how was it going from like meeting her on The Voice, working with her on The Voice, and then her coming to Colorado, and then like you doing this song like with your musicians? Like it's got to be so cool.
it was really cool, and that song meant a lot to us in general because you know, the times we were singing it in, really related and resonated with us. So it was really awesome that we could come together and sing that song again. So she came over.
She did. And it's crazy because when we talk about seeing a song in one time and then looking at it, because If the World Was Ending meant something totally different when it first came out, right?
Yes.
And then you guys bring this song into the pandemic and you're like, whoa, we think the world did end. We're not even sure.
Exactly.
We're not even sure.
I can feel it.
So other than the EP that's coming up, can you tell us what's coming up as far as collaborations, live dates, anything that's happening in the world of Lauren?
Well, in the world of Lauren, I may or may not have just recorded some solo EP songs, solo project songs. I don't know what they're going to become. That will probably, you know, be introduced next year. So that's kind of exciting.
Oh my gosh, lots of new music coming from you.
Yes.
So exciting. Are you doing any live dates for the rest of 2021?
I don't have any currently scheduled, so you're probably going to have to catch me in 2022.
2022. Oh my gosh, it's like 2022. What?
I know, it's already here.
I know. I'm like, where did 2020 go? 2021 kind of, sort of, we're back to normal, but 2022, I'm like, what? That's like far away.
Yes.
So what is a typical day in the life of Lauren like?
Not that exciting. It's a lot of me on the computer, attending my online classes, and then in the afternoons, working on music, and then going to bed.
That's it?
Pretty much, unless I have recording or a live gig scheduled. So I'm just always doing school and music, pretty much.
School and music. Good stuff. So tell the people watching right now where they can find you. Just plug all your social media channels.
Cool. You can find me literally everywhere. I'm on YouTube, Lauren Frihauf. I'm on Twitter. Not as exciting there, but I am on there. Libra Lauren, if you want to follow me. I'm also on TikTok, and I'm planning on doing stuff there. So all of it's Lauren Frihauf. You can find me everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And so for people watching right now that say, I love Lauren, I want to support her, how can I support Lauren? What are you going to say to them?
As for right now, follow me on Spotify, iTunes, or Apple Music, wherever you listen. Subscribe and do all that, because I have a lot coming.
Yes. And stream and share the music. It's so important.
Yes. That'd be awesome. If you like it.
Yes. What does success mean to you?
I think success for me, especially like in music, is inspiring people and bringing them to live their best life or to strive for that.
Yeah. Inspiring through the words.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's so powerful when songwriters can do that.
I agree.
So that's all the questions that I have for you this evening.
Awesome.
Don't go anywhere, guys, because Lauren is going to perform for us. Take it away, girl.
All right, first here I got Joni Mitchell. So I hope we have some Joni Mitchell fans out there.
There's a man who's been out sailing in a decade full of dreams, and he takes her to a schooner, and he treats her like a queen. Emerald beads from California with their amber stones and green. He has brought her to the harbor. He has kissed her with his freedom. He has heard her off to starboard, in the breaking, in the breathing of the water queen. she was somewhere being free. There's a man who's climbed the mountain and he is calling out her name, and he hopes her heart can hear. 3,000 miles he calls again, he can't think her there beside him. He can miss her just the same. He has missed her in the forest, where he showed her all the flowers, and the branches sang a chorus as he climbed the scaly tower of a forest tree. And she was somewhere being free. There's a man who sends her letters, he is waiting for a reply. He has asked her of her travels since the day they said goodbye. He writes, I wish you were beside me, we can make it if we try. He has seen her at the office, his name on all his papers, in the sharing of the profits. He will find it hard to shake her from his memory, and she's so busy being free. There's a lady in the city, she thinks she loves them all. There's the one who's thinking of them, there's the one who sometimes calls, there's the one who writes her letters with his facts and figures scroll. She has brought them to her senses, they have laughed inside her laughter, but she rallies her defenses, for she fears the one will ask her for eternity. But she's so busy being free. There's a man who sends her medals, he's bleeding from the war. There's a jouster and a jester, and a man who owns a store. There's a drummer and a dreamer, and you know there could be more. She loves them when she sees them, they will lose her if they follow, for she only means to please them when her heart is full and hollow, like a cactus tree. And she's so busy being free, like a cactus tree, so busy being free.
Yes! Guys, give it up for Lauren. Thank you. That was so beautiful.
Thank you. All right. This next one is an original. Speaking of the solo stuff I have coming up, I wrote this a couple months ago. This is called Fragments of a Stranger, so I hope you like it. Cool. How did I ever come to this? I got so comfortable being defenseless. Now I'm just another shadow in the soul machine. I had to fight my mind to be dishonest when I can't even spell out my own truth and all my freedom. What have I turned into? So careful with the crowd, I don't know who I'm looking at when I
I see a fragment of a stranger with no self-esteem. I try so hard to come into more. I was complete, and I guess I've succeeded, 'cause all my fear, what have I turned into? So careless with myself, I look so much like you. So restore me. So restore me. So restore me. Restore me. And all my freedom, what have I turned into? So careful with the crowd, I don't know who. And all my fear, what have I turned into? So careless with myself, I look so much like you. I don't know my use. So restore me. So restore me. So restore me. So restore me.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. Now,
Thank you.
that's unreleased, correct?
That's unreleased, yes.
Okay, that was like an Ashley Live exclusive, I think.
Yes, this is the debut.
Debut! Thank you so much for premiering that on my show. What was the name of that one?
Fragments of a Stranger.
I love that. Can you talk to us about that song?
I think this one is another one about identity. This is more about like my crisis with it and struggling to find my voice, sort of looking in the mirror and realizing I don't even recognize who I am or what I've become. And so it was sort of like a wake-up call song for me to just sort of work through that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's kind of like a journey that I feel like we're always going to go through, right? Like,
yes.
We as people, and like I feel like even 20, 30 years from now, it's like, who am I? What is my purpose? Like, what's going on? And I think life is ever changing, and it can just throw curveballs in your way, and we think we're on one path, and then boom, a pandemic happens, right?
Exactly.
Hold on, I think I have some comments. I just want to see if I can read these. Dog Days says absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Love you.
Dominic, very beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
Lauren, Fragments of a Stranger. Yes, yes, yes. Fragments of a Stranger.
Thank you.
So beautiful. So you have some time for some questions from the audience?
I do.
Let's do it. Guys, if you're in this chat right now and you have questions for Lauren, feel free to put them in the comment section below and she will get to them.
Absolutely.
What are some of your dream music venues to play at?
Well, I'd like to play Red Rocks, but not with School of Rock. Just for one of my matches. That'd be cool.
Lauren's solo show.
Yes. That'd be cool.
Yes. Like I said, I know you've already played at Red Rocks twice, so third time's a charm. And you're right in Colorado, so it only makes sense that Red Rocks calls you and says, "Hey, Lauren, come on down. We're doing a show, and you are the one."
I'm manifesting that right now. Yes.
Me too. So as far as The Voice fam, and people say this a lot, once you're on a show like The Voice, you like become one with all the other contestants on these shows. Are there any people from other seasons on The Voice that you've connected with?
I've actually like reached out to people on the next season, and then people reached out to us the season before. So like artists like Zach Day from season, I was on 19, so season 18. Oh my gosh. And then I've talked to some other artists from season 20. So they're all really cool, super amazing and talented. So it's been fun. It's like a nice little community.
Yeah. It's like, because you all have these experiences on the show, and like, yeah, I know Zach very well. He's been on the show twice. He's amazing. You guys should do a song together.
He's incredible. Yes, I would love to do that someday.
Yeah, you like very similar energy and styles. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can definitely see Lauren and Zach coming together. This would be amazing.
I would love that. Oh my gosh.
Zach, you better be watching this. You better, come on. Needs to happen. The Voice fam. All right, so Dog Days has a question. Do you have any videos out?
Oh, I have several actually. I have an official video for my song June. That's on YouTube. I have an official video for Adaline that just came out like a couple weeks ago. That one's was really fun, so you can go watch that. I also have a video of If the World Was Ending with Paige Turner. So that's also really cool, and it'd be awesome if you check that out if you haven't already.
And those are all on YouTube, correct?
All on YouTube, and then I have just some other ones of me doing covers, so yeah.
Yes, check out the YouTube. There's lots of content over there. All right, guys. Any other final questions for Lauren? We're going to hang tight. So what TV shows do you watch? You have any favorites?
So like Netflix show wise, I would say Portlandia and Schitt's Creek are probably my top two. I love those.
Yes. Really. And Schitt's Creek, I feel like everybody loves that show.
Yes. A lot of people I know like can't get past the first episode. So if you're one of those, I would just say skip it and go to the second one because it's amazing.
Wait, what's wrong with the first episode?
I don't know. I think a lot of people have a hard time getting into it. It actually took me a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
But now you're like all in.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
And I think during quarantine and still kind of being in this pandemic, it's so easy to get lost in a show and do like a Netflix binge. So Shelly, I think Shelly's your mom, right?
She is.
I thought it was, but I wasn't quite sure. Shelly, your mom wants to know, have you helped out other musicians, like with videos or recording?
I sing I sing backups on some other musicians' music.
Cool.
So that's always really fun. So if anybody wants to hire me for some background vocals, I'm very available and down to do it. I enjoy doing that.
Cool. So if somebody wants you as a background vocalist or on something that they're doing, what is the for them to reach out to you?
You can DM me on here or Facebook or whatever you feel most comfortable.
Awesome. Well, do you have any final words for the room?
I don't know if I have any final rooms. Just thank you, everybody who turned in. This was awesome.
Of course, as I said previously, come back on anytime you have news to share. I love chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
To hear the new music, because we're only a couple weeks away from 2022, and I know that this music, when it comes out, like I'm like, oh my gosh, it needs to be 2022 so Lauren could just put all this music out.
Yes. There's gonna be a lot coming, so
yes, can't wait. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Lauren on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all that good stuff. She is on all the social media platforms. Share, like, stream the new music. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow me. I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. If you love good music, you love supporting good music, this was episode 128 for me. So this was Lauren's second time on my show. And this show is just going to keep on going because I love music and I love these good conversations. So follow me, follow Lauren, and have a beautiful weekend, guys. Happy holidays and continue to stay safe. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.